Now we're here alongside Bob Griese, of course, NFL Hall of Famer, two-time Super Bowl champion. I think so many people think of that 72 team, but in 73, you were healthier and you guys just dismantled the Vikings. Which year was more fun for you, the undefeated team or the 73 team?
Well, any time you win a Super Bowl, it's fun, and we won them back-to-back. 72 was the perfect season, and, that's kind of special, but I got hurt after 5 games and came back for the last 2. Kind of like 73 where I wasn't hurt and played every game. We probably had a better team in 73, but we lost 2 games. And that's what's special about going undefeated, that you could lose any time, any week, and we won them all. And that's why it's so difficult. New England last year, and then nobody did it this year.
What did Don Shula do when he got there to change the mindset of that team? Obviously, the Dolphins were struggling, and he gets there, and you kind of started a dynasty.
Well, he came in, and the year before, we in '69, the franchise started in '66 and had 4 losing seasons, and they didn't win any more than 3 or 4 games each year. Shula came in '70, and the first season he was there in 1970, we won 10 games. So it was just detail, hard work. Everybody counting on everybody else. So we knew we weren't going to win unless we had somebody else, and Shula came in and turned it around immediately.
Obviously, football these days, college, NFL, it's a lot of the me. We can name player after player, but in 77, Thanksgiving, you threw 6 touchdowns in 3 quarters. The record was 7. I think you knew that, but you didn't want to go in and break that record. Why did you decide to do that? Because I think nowadays people say, no, I'm getting that record. I'm going in there in the 4th quarter and then scoring another one.
Geez, that's good that you knew that. I didn't. You must have done some homework. Somebody back at the station must have given this guy some information. 6 touchdowns in 1977, Thanksgiving Day. You didn't know that. Somebody,
it's the Cardinals.
Somebody must have told you that.
I didn't sleep much last night.
But that's right. And it was 3 quarters, and Don Strock, the backup quarterback. I mean, we were kicking their butt, 52-14 or something, and Shula comes over to me and says, "You got 6 touchdowns. You want to go for the record?" I said, I saw Strock over. I said, "Record? Strock's been sitting on the bench all season. He works as hard as anybody else all year." So he went in, and I had 6. So that was plenty for me.
That's pretty amazing, though, especially now thinking through it. Another thing that I looked up was I think you wanted to go to Notre Dame. You went to Purdue. Your junior year, you beat Notre Dame. How special was that? One of your more favorite? I know you beat USC, but where would that game, your junior year of beating Notre Dame, go down in your college career?
Now there you go. See, there's where you made a mistake.
Did I? All right.
I did not want to go to Notre Dame.
No. Okay.
The only thing I wanted to do was go up for a visit, and the visit was canceled, and that was fine. But we did beat them, kicked their butt. They were ranked number 1, and we were ranked number 6 at the time. The following week, we're ranked number 1, and we go down to Dallas to play SMU, who is, they're just nobody. Well, SMU ties us 14-14. So we had our come up in the following week when we kicked Notre Dame's butt, but SMU got a hold of us.
What did Joe Tiller mean for the Purdue program? Obviously, he's stepping aside now.
Well, Joe Tiller brought back the winning attitude at Purdue for so long, since Jack Molenkoff. They hadn't had a consistent winner, year after year, and Joe Tiller did that. He'll be missed, but he's going back out to Wyoming. He's got a little farm ranch with a river running through it. And he's going to do a bunch of fishing, and we wish him well.
And finally, I'm sure you've been asked this a million times, but Bob Griese is in charge of college football. What would you do to determine a champion?
Well, of course, I'd have a playoff. But, I want a playoff. They go to tell me, come and say, all right, I would design a system that will work. Everybody wants a playoff. Just because it's in basketball doesn't mean you can have it in football. Because they have it in baseball doesn't mean you can have it in football. Because it's the wrong time of the year. We end the first week in December. The Christmas break is about 3 weeks later, 2 or 3 weeks later. And in that short period of time, is when you could have the playoffs, but that's the final exams for all these student athletes.
Right.
And that's what the presidents are looking at, and that's why they're against having playoffs. It'd be great, but it's pretty good the way it is. Remember the old days, the AP and the UPI polls, where we'd have a mythical national champion. Now what we got is we've got a number 1 versus a number 2. A solid 1 against a solid 2. Now, the 3 and the 4 may say, hey, but the 1 and 2 are going to play for it. We're going to have a title, a championship game, and that's a lot better than we used to have.
Well, thanks so much, Bob. I could talk to you all day, but I appreciate it. 12 and 1.
No.
12 and 1 as a baseball pitcher, right, in college?
You got that wrong, too.
I think it's right. I'm going to have to look that one up. But with Bob Griese, I'm Lance Wilkerson, News 25 Sports.